They flee the cold, crave soft beds, and medicate every ache, while the true warrior seeks out the blizzard, sleeps on unforgiving ground, and interprets pain as the forging heat of destiny. You have been taught that comfort is progress, that ease is the ultimate prize, but for millennia, the most formidable men on this earth understood a profound, brutal truth. Strength is not found in avoiding the fire, but in walking through it. Your entire life, you've been told to steer clear of the edge. Today, we will show you how to leap. In a world increasingly engineered for endless convenience, where every minor friction is swiftly smoothed away, the ancient wisdom of true inner power has been quietly forgotten. But not here. Today, you will master the Bushido pain principle, the understanding that discomfort is not a signal for retreat, but an invitation to growth, a raw material for sculpting an unbreakable spirit. This isn't about mere endurance. It's about actively leveraging challenge to build a mental fortress, to unlock a resilience that modern life, for all its seductions, cannot provide. This is about transforming every obstacle, every moment of suffering, into pure, unadulterated strength. Consider the stark, solitary figure of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary swordsman, who, even after achieving unparalleled mastery, refused the embrace of comfort. His path was one of relentless, deliberate hardship. Musashi chose to wander the rugged landscapes of ancient Japan, sleeping often in the open, exposed to the raw elements, subsisting on the barest necessities. He shunned marriage, wealth, and the trappings of a comfortable life, understanding that these could soften the edges of his spirit, dull the keen blade of his resolve. For him, the constant struggle against cold, hunger, and fatigue was not a burden, but a vital component of his training, a perpetual forge for his mind and body. He fought over 60 duels, many to the death, and in every single one, he emerged victorious, often using only a wooden sword against a steel katana. This wasn't merely physical prowess, it was the manifestation of a mind honed by ceaseless self-imposed austerity. He wrote in his Book of 5 Rings, "Do nothing which is of no use." Every moment of discomfort he embraced served a purpose: to refine his perception, to sharpen his intuition, to strip away all unnecessary attachments until only pure, focused intent remained. He understood that true mastery did not come from an easy chair, but from the grinding stone of severe experience. In a world that now seeks to insulate itself from every minor inconvenience, this ancient warrior's life stands as a direct challenge, an urgent call to reevaluate what truly builds a man. What are you sacrificing by constantly seeking the path of least resistance? The answer, if you are honest, is profound. This isn't just about ancient history. This is about your life right now. Modern existence, with its relentless pursuit of ease, has inadvertently cultivated a pervasive weakness. Fear festers in the absence of perceived threat, because you haven't truly tested your capacity to overcome. Procrastination becomes a default setting, because every difficult task feels like an insurmountable mountain when you're conditioned to avoid all friction. A fundamental lack of discipline, a feeling of being adrift, stems directly from an aversion to the very forces that could give you direction and anchor your spirit. But here's the shattering revelation. The pain principle offers a radical, immediate solution. Imagine a man drowning in anxiety, paralyzed by the enormity of his tasks. His life is a series of avoided challenges, each one eroding his self-belief. His before is a shadow of hesitation. Now, picture his after. He deliberately seeks out discomfort, not out of masochism, but as a strategic weapon. He chooses the harder path, not because he likes suffering, but because he understands it as a catalyst. He faces a grueling workout he initially dreaded, and with each rep, each burning muscle fiber, he isn't just building physical strength, he is dismantling the mental barriers that held him captive. He commits to tackling the most challenging part of his workday first, the one that makes his stomach clench. The initial friction is immense, but as he pushes through, a subtle transformation begins. The fear doesn't disappear, it transmutes into a sharp focus. The procrastination dissolves into purposeful action. He isn't merely doing the task, he is conquering a piece of himself, forging courage where weakness once resided. Think of the entrepreneur who embraces the repeated rejections, viewing each no not as defeat, but as essential feedback, a hardening process that strengthens his resolve for the eventual yes. Or the athlete who finds his true peak performance not in comfort, but in the agony of pushing past what he thought was possible, redefining his own limits with every gasp for air, every aching limb. This isn't just about getting things done. It's about fundamentally rewiring your nervous system to view challenge as an opportunity, to crave the friction that creates real power. Are you willing to pay the price for this transformation? The path to an unbreakable spirit requires more than just understanding. It demands action. Here are 3 specific warrior practices, forged in the crucible of ancient wisdom, ready for you to implement today to make the pain principle your own. First, embrace the cold immersion ritual. From the Spartans, whose Agoge trained young men to endure the chilling winds without cloaks, to Musashi, who often slept by rivers in winter, exposure to cold has always been a fundamental tool for forging resilience. Your practice: upon waking, step into a cold shower. Not merely cool, but truly cold water. Begin with 30 seconds, focusing on deep, controlled breathing. Your mind will scream for warmth, but your will must command. Extend this to 1 minute, then 2, over the course of a week. The goal is not just to endure, but to master your reaction. You are teaching your nervous system that you, not your primal comfort instincts, are in control. The expected result? An immediate surge of alertness, improved circulation, and, most profoundly, a profound mental clarity and an unshakable sense of self-mastery that ripples through the rest of your day, making other discomforts feel trivial in comparison. Second, adopt the ascetic meal challenge. Ancient warriors, from the Zen monks to the Stoic philosophers, understood that control over one's appetites was control over one's self. Your practice: for 1 meal each day, for 3 days a week, eat only the simplest, most functional food imaginable. Perhaps plain rice and a single unseasoned vegetable, or unadorned oats. No spices, no sauces, no indulgent flavors. The condition? You must eat it mindfully, not as a punishment, but as an exercise in detachment from sensory pleasure. Do this for just 1 meal, for 7 days. The method is to observe your desires, your cravings for variety and flavor, and consciously choose to override them with disciplined intent. The expected result? A profound liberation from the tyranny of your palate, a heightened appreciation for true sustenance, and a deeper sense of self-control that will extend to other areas of your life where impulsive desires often lead you astray. Third, implement the first blow protocol. The samurai lived by the principle of confronting the most difficult task immediately, without hesitation. Your practice: identify the single most dreaded, most challenging task on your agenda for the day. This isn't just any task, it's the one you instinctively want to push off, the one that evokes mental resistance. The condition? Before you do anything else, before checking your phone, before your first coffee, before any trivial comfort, you will strike the first blow against that task. Spend a minimum of 15 minutes, fully engaged. The method is to leverage that initial burst of waking energy before procrastination has a chance to set in. The expected result? Not only will you often find that the task wasn't as daunting as imagined, but you will build unstoppable momentum, carrying a sense of accomplishment and fierce discipline into the remainder of your day, proving to yourself that you are a person who faces challenges head-on, not one who retreats from them. You are no longer merely a seeker of ease, a creature swayed by every fleeting desire for comfort. You are becoming something far more formidable. You are transforming into a warrior of the spirit, one who understands that every moment of intentional discomfort is a chisel, shaping you into a stronger, more resilient, utterly unbreakable man. You are no longer reacting to pain. You are wielding it, turning its raw power into the very substance of your growth. You are learning to forge an inner landscape where challenge is welcomed and true strength is found not in avoiding the storm, but in standing firm at its heart. The path of mastery is not for the complacent. Go forth, not to conquer the world, but to master yourself through its unyielding resistance. Embrace the grind, welcome the friction, and know that with every deliberate step into discomfort, you are not just living, you are building an empire within. And remember, the journey continues with even more profound ancient wisdom waiting to be unlocked.